We're here. Of course. Hey, hold on.
Parang nagpasa tayo dyan.
Itong ano na to, itong part na to. Tapos na. But, for the sake of, let's just, for the sake of immersion, pare.
Lord have mercy, God, our Lord, King of ages, all-powerful and almighty.
Ay, putang ina mo.
What happened?
Ano ko, na-skip ko. Shit. Yeah, I think I pressed ang button. What? Okay, so, na-skip natin yung isa. May isang, anyway, let's just read it.
It's only one.
A number of people have moved closer, mostly to gawk. Thankfully, as if to save him from being an utter spectacle, 2 ushers come out, taking him away. One of them, the kid from earlier, shoots me an apologetic look. I can't even return it to him. Anxiety is a powerful thing, from little notion that clings, eats, and consumes you. I can still hear his prayers even as they drag him away.
May he keep at bay and vanquish every evil power, every poison or malice invoked against us by corrupt and envious people.
Baliw na gano'n.
Then under the protection of your authority may we sing in gratitude.
It rings, hums in me as I am left to pick up the pieces of his chaos. Back to square one we go. If there is salvation in this, I hope we find it soon. Ay, napindot ko kanina. It's controlled. It was controlled. Anyway. The moon is well into the night sky by the time I make it back home. My heavy treads and the sound of traffic outside echoing in my ears, filling the empty room with some semblance of life. Nana would scold me if she ever hears me walk like that, but after today, I really can't give a damn about everything. The mattress creaks under my weight as I unceremoniously flop down on it, and I find myself looking at the paper under my grip. Hey. Raise your glasses, give cheers to the good times. You are cordially invited to the Wright's housewarming party. October 28th, 2016, Friday, 3 o'clock in the afternoon onwards. As promised, Miss Wright had my bike delivered back to my apartment. Found it parked in the rack downstairs with an invitation and a note tacked to it. In fact, be there, it said. If only it were that easy, but it'll give me a chance to talk to her about that thing in their house. With a sigh, I let my hand fall to the side of the bed along with the invitation. I'll think about it tomorrow when my head ain't muddled with thoughts of a headless woman and the haunting smiles of a ghost.
Kukunin nung yung boy, yung multo yung boy. Sa labas ng kama yung kamay.
Oo nga eh. Hindi siya safe. Hindi siya safe.
Hindi siya safe, pare. Outside the protection of the bed.
Wait, may mention. Where are we? Nasaan ba? Are we halfway there? Wow, we made a big chunk, bro.
Oo nga.
Oh my god. Oh, I think 2 more parts and we're done with Zach.
I think. Pero ba, tinan mo yung 18% pa lang.
Oo nga eh. Di ko rin alam kung bakit. The math is not mathing. Ay, hindi. Kasi ito, 52%, diba? Yung percentage pala is the amount that you have.
The amount you,
Ito kasi yung mga locks. Hindi siya counted sa overall completion. And, diba?
Wait lang, so pag mo, kunyari, nag-playthrough ka ulit, mawa 100% yan pagka nadaanan mo na yung ibang
Yes.
Oh, so they will stay unlocked pag nag-playthrough ka ulit. Yung mga
Or
nadaanan mo
you can do this. Ayun, nakita mo to, diba? Ito unlock. yung defend myself. Kasi di ba we
you
tried
can...
it. So na-unlock siya. So I think discounted as 67. Kaya 67 daw, kaya mataas. Ayun no, kasi ayan, meron din dito yung Be a Great Father. Yun. Ano pa ba? Ito rin. Yung Open the Hatch. We checked the QTE eh. So, kaya mataas. Pero if, you know, normal, I think baka nasa around 50 lang rin dapat to.
Okay. Makes sense. Okay.
Anyway. Relatedly, it occurs to me I haven't eaten anything since I left this morning. And an empty, gnawing ache makes itself known, but I can't bring myself to stand up. Today was a complete waste of time and frankly, a disappointment. I don't like this. Lack of certainty, the disquiet, the lack of stable ground to stand on, the part where I do not know what will come tomorrow. Ever since that damn letter, everything has been thrown out of the loop. I wish everything stayed the same. Routine would have been easier to make sense of than this. Closing my eyes, I let the noise from the streets below lull me to sleep. At the very least, that's the one thing that hasn't changed. October 29, Saturday. The melody carries into the hall long before I cross the threshold. Solemn, but gentle and soothing, a reminder of what home is. Ma's firm but meaningful gaze, Ma's wistful smiles, the warm rays filtering through the eaves at sunset, the distinct smell of wet earth and leaves after a long day's rain, and our room. The room. Papa and Ma and Pa's pride and joy. A place we were once promised several springs ago. Yet
nagmamadali yung pagbasa mo ngayon.
It won't stop. Nagmamadali ba? Sorry.
Parang... Feeling ko kaya ka nagkakamali.
Maybe.
No, wait! Come back! I'll be good this time! Please don't leave! Please stay!
Na-excite sa $4, bro.
Increase.
Pero ano na pala yun? Immediately pala nag-a-apply. Akala ko like next cut-off.
Sa akin, next cut-off pa siya nag-apply. Pero, it depends din siguro sa TL or sa nagpa-process.
Pero kasi sabi ni TL, nung October 21 pa daw binago. Then dapat daw by, pag sumahod na either mamaya daw, yun yung sabi niya. So, huwag kang umasa na baka may sahod na nga mamaya. Pero yun nga, sabi niya, if may sahod na mamaya or bukas, check ko daw kung nagbago na. Dapat daw, magbabago siya. So,
Mati-check mo yun sa sa hub staff, sa amounts owed.
or yung sa yung ini-email ni, di ba? Kasi di ba nag-i-email sila?
Yan. Check mo din yun. So,
yeah. But anyway. The floorboards are cold under my feet more than it usually is. The walls more forbidding than what I'm used to. Farther and farther, the room goes. Ma's singing ceases, and Pa... I can't hear Pa. Not above... Not above the raucous clanging and the deafening roar of gunshots, nor the screams replacing the comforting soft melodies. There's only the blinding fear. But when the light breaks, her skin has already taken a sickly pale color, rotten in most parts, blood dripping from every open gash and lesion on her body. Bony hands grip Hannah's neck like a noose, staining the skin underneath with a vibrant shade of scarlet. Nothing but malice fills the gleam in her eyes. A scream ripples through the air. My whole body feels distant, every limb heavy with lead, all unable to move at will. Not even so I can wipe the beads of sweat forming at my temple. The rasping of my breath easily fills the room in the wee hours, while I force it back into a steady rhythm. There is a tightness in my chest I can't shake off, my heart pounding against it as if it's about to burst out. Something cold has settled in my legs. Not the usual chill that comes and goes with the passing breeze from the window, but one strong enough to sting, shackle, and leave a frigid sensation creeping up my skin. With every struggle I make, pressure winds firmly around my legs.
Ayun na, pare. Ayun na.
Tighter
It's
and
coming.
tighter.
I'm coming. Ay,
Daw
it's
pala.
coming.
And tighter. All until it becomes too much. My heart stops. Another draft sweeps into the room and brings with it the iron tang of blood. Thick. Thick. Suffocating. Filling my nose with a foul, sickening smell as I shift my gaze downwards and it slowly comes into view.
Ayun na.
Pare, booty call!
Supay na siya.
Oo nga. Mouth stretched in a hideous smile and eyes brimming with nothing but madness. Stench of gore taints the air around me and I can't look away. Inong kuko yan, oh. Anong kuko yan, bro? Yung kuko ni Zach sa paa.
Oo
What
nga
the fuck, bro? Pag ako yan, tapos nakita ni mama, magalit sa akin si mama, maggupit ka ng kuko sa paa.
Hindi pa pantay.
Oo nga eh. Fuck, bro? From it, her. From the terror and death that her uncanny, twisted features alone scream. I try to open my mouth, to shout, to ask for any help, but my voice has left my body altogether. All I have is the painful realization that no kind of plea will ever save me from her. Then suddenly, the bed dips. Won't get me with that one. No. The brutal
Hindi ako
plunge.
nagulat.
Ha?
Hindi ako nagulat.
Oh, wala nagulat, pare.
Hindi ako nagulat. Easy game. Easy game.
Easy game, bro. Pero for some reason, ano yun, like the ghost, ako nantitrip na lang yung ghost. Kahit sino na lang na pumapak sa loob ng bahay, i-hunt niya.
Okay.
So imagine mo yung saan? Sa housewarming party. Lahat ng guests. As a ghost, nakakapagod yun. You have to hunt them, each and every one of them.
One by one.
Oh, gag. Kaya ang dami kong papatayin.
Busy.
Tama ka. Busy. Let's grill. The brutal plunge back into myself jerks me awake. There is no ear-splitting scream, no wild crashing of limbs. Painful, constricting awareness that something has wound itself tightly around my neck. I waste no second pulling it, blanket, away, but allow myself a few minutes to steady my breathing before getting off the bed. Inhale, hold, exhale. 1 step, 2 steps, 3. But the dreams have gotten worse. Ever since 2 days ago, no longer are they the small cursory flashes that I'm used to, but vivid ones that linger. I can still feel the blood in my hands, the putrid smell of rotting flesh, the sickening crunch of bones breaking with every movement, and her cold, chilling eyes as they bore into me. I draw in one long, ragged breath, and before I know it, walking out the door. Even in the waking world, it reeks. Where are we all? The park.
Oh, ayan si Kai. Ayan ata si Kylie.
Yes, here's where we meet Kylie. A bench
The
on the
fucking
park.
kid.
Hmm?
The fucking kid.
Yeah. Fuck you, Kylie. Tingnan natin yung mga tao sa park ngayon. May nag-jogging, may, you know, family, may
May
doktor.
scientist pa rin.
Oo, may
Ay, doktor pa
walang
rin.
doktor ba to?
Parang
Basta
scientist.
yun. And the girl that has T-Rex plushie. T-Rex toy.
T-Rex ba yun?
Hindi ko alam eh.
Ano?
Basta parang dinosaur.
Mom dinosaur. Pakina weird. Weird kid. Weird
Weird
kid.
kid. A bench on the park is far from the most private place for thoughts in Luxborn, considering its location at the heart of a bustling city. But in the early hours of the morning, it provides enough peace and quiet for any poor, problematic soul who happens to wander here. The city is just waking up, a little later than usual, but knowing what day it is, one can't fault it for being a little tardy just this once. Anong araw na ba? It's 29, no? Saturday.
Saturday.
Yet neither the pleasant morning chill nor the soft twittering of birds does anything to banish the images. Every single one has rooted itself in my head, its claws digging deep in what is no longer a safe place to hide in.
London Bridge is falling down,
God, it's
falling
Kylie.
down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. Take a key and lock him up.
It
Lock him
used
up,
to be
lock
easy
him up.
finding some
Take a
pretense of
key and
peace
lock
under the
him
guise
up,
of sheer
my
optimism,
fair lady.
following regular routine.
London Bridge is falling
Now I don't
down,
know what to
falling
make of it.
down, falling down.
Sometimes it's
London
easier to
Bridge
run,
is
easier
falling
to hide
down,
when everything's
my
falling
fair
apart.
lady.
That way, you
Take
don't
a
have
key
to
and
be the
lock
first
him
to
up,
witness it
lock
when it
him up,
does.
lock him up.
It
Take
worked
a
when
key
things
and
went
lock
bad
him
with the
up,
movie, after
my
all.
fair lady.
It also worked when Ma and Pa were taken
London
from
Bridge
us.
is falling down, falling down.
Though the sentiment's a
falling
little
down. London
hypocritical
Bridge
when
is
you think
falling
about my
down,
little
my
talk with
fair
Miss Wright
lady.
the other day.
Take a key and lock
That's
him
just
up,
how it
lock
is.
him up, lock him
Maybe it
up.
really is
Take
better
a
if I
key
just...
and lock him up. Hey, mister.
Hey, mister. Fuck you,
Ang
Kylie.
annoying. Ang annoying nung kanta po.
Oh nga. Your head is too big for your body, Kylie. Di ba? Parang ang laki ng ulo niya
Oo
para
nga
sa
eh.
katawan.
Parang siyang SD Gundam flat.
Oh, gago. Tiny voice gives me a pause. When I look up, a little girl, maybe about 6 or 7, is peering at me. Two wide eyes overflowing with what can only be the natural curiosity one typically sees in children. I vaguely note the Saint Goretti uniform she's wearing before returning her greeting.
Hey kid.
Kylie.
Kylie.
Kylie?
That's my name.
Yes, you are.
Mama said it's rude not to call people by their names.
Did your mama tell you to talk to strangers? You should be wary of strangers. Stranger danger. She then flops down on the empty space beside me. Her little legs, still too short to touch the ground, swings in tune with a song she hums under her breath. I don't mind kids. Nana would often invite the ones in our old neighborhood to give them treats. Of course, by then, Sis and I were both too old to play with him, but you get used to the commotion eventually. It's not completely as unpleasant as most people would imply. Kylie seems to be a well-behaved kid anyway.
Oh, sorry. Nice to meet you, Kylie.
Fuck you, Kylie.
Fuck you, Kylie.
Is
Slap the kid, slap the
Mama here?
No, but my big brother's with me. He's taking pictures with his camera over there.
He points to the far end of the park, the one closest to the street where a kid is taking shots of something above him.
Wala naman.
Hmm?
Wala naman eh.
Oh, where's your brother? Are you the Lulu? Kylie's the Lulu. There's no kid. Doesn't look to be birds because all there is on that side of the park are buildings.
I don't see what's so interesting with the tip of a building, though.
Oops.
I'd take pictures of dogs if I were him. They're cuter. Do you have a camera too, mister?
Yes, I did. I'm a photographer.
Yeah, I'm actually a photographer.
Mama said I'm too young to get a camera.
I'm sure your mama will eventually give you one. But won't you be late for school like this?
Big brother will get us there on time. Rowan promised Papa. We aren't going to be late. It's sports day. So it's not good if you keep looking like that today. If it ends up raining and we lose,
Nga, baka ano, scheduled yung sports day nila ng Saturday. Maybe. Kasi sa amin dati yung, I think it was the Sports Fest, yung tawag sa amin dati. Saturday din yun eh. Tapos, pinapasali rin yung mga parents sa mga games.
That's so sad.
Pero nung ano yun,
Sa amin,
nung grade school yun. Kasi nung high school, ano na siya, intrams na siya, which is, yeah, there were still games on Saturday, pero usually mga after classes yung games. Yan.
sa amin ano eh, pag sports fest tsaka intrams, canceled lahat ng classes. Weekdays.
That's nice. That's
Ah,
sa amin ano lang eh, canceled lang yung classes, pero half day pag opening ng intrams. Opening ng intrams, half day lang, then the rest of the day, tawag dito? There are still classes. Ayun.
that's so sad.
Naalala ko pa yung ano namin eh. Kasi yung principal namin nung high school namin, kasi diba Catholic school ko man. Principal namin mga pare.
Go.
Paring nakalambo pare. Oh, legit nakalambo yung pare namin, yung principal namin dati. But anyway,
That's what you get for not paying taxes, pare.
Okay, wala eh. Tsaka ang mahal din yung tuition ng ano, diba, school na. But yun. Ano pa, inaasar namin yun kasi yung principal, magkaiba kasi yun eh, principal nung parang overall school, then principal ng high school. Parang yun. Yeah. Kamukha niya si ano gago, si Mano Ginobili.
Ulul.
Oo. Ayun. Tapos pag gano'n niya, kasi siya yung nagde-declare ng intrams na ano, na open. Sabi, I declare this intramurals open! Gago. Hindi na yung makakalimutan. Anyway.
All right, I'll try not to upset the clouds today, kid.
is it because you're sick, mister?
Yes, I'm sick.
Sick of your face.
Face. Fuck you, Kyle. Before I know it, a smile has spread over my face. They say kids ask the toughest questions sometimes, and they sure do, with how sincere Kylie looks. Lying feels like doing her a huge disservice.
No, not sick. Just having a very, very bad day.
Why is that? Is that like when my big brother ate all of my pudding? He did that once and then cried. It wasn't very nice of him.
Yeah,
Kaya sa'yo.
I think so.
Nagaw ng pudding.
You see, there's this mean girl. She's given my friends and I a lot of trouble. Hard to keep up when things are like that, you know? Especially when you can't do anything. It's kind of scary. Makes you wish things will just stay as peaceful as they used to be.
Maybe she
Ay.
just wants to be friends with you?
Hindi ko ba natapos?
It's kind of scary. Makes you wish things will just stay as peaceful as they used to be.
Kasi may, yung sa last nung ano daw, may weird.
I highly doubt that. She already hurt one of my friends.
already hurt.
Oh, is he talking about Isabella?
Si Isabella. Yeah. I think mag-iiba to, mag-upper out to if, you know, but yeah.
Wait lang. Kaninong chapter ba ipapakita yun mga Isabella?
Kay Zach. Yung kasi 'di ba at the start of his chapter, dito napunta kasi si Isabella pumunta sa apartment natin. But if you go the other route, the much more darker route, syempre, hindi walang pupunta sa apartment mo, then yung call from Ashton in the morning, that's when you know.
No, I mean the accident.
Yun nga. The accident.
Wait, so sa timeline natin, hindi siya na-accident?
Hindi nga. Kaya nga, parang siguro he's just referring na hurt one of his friends by, parang na trauma or whatever. Maybe he's just simplifying things kasi, di ba, kid yung kausap niya.
Okay.
What if she's just sad? Or maybe she just wants help. That's
No,
what
Kylie.
happened with Melody. I let her borrow my crayon when she left hers.
Melody.
Now we're playmates.
Good for you.
It's not really the same thing, Kylie. What she did, they're pretty bad things.
I still think there's another reason. Did
Shut
you
up,
try
Kylie.
talking to her? That's what Mama said I should do.
Yeah, no. You can't talk to her.
No, Kylie, no. Shut up.
Even prayers don't work.
Para sa mga nanonood,
I don't think that'll work
Ay,
either.
sorry. Ano yun?
para sa mga nanonood, kung gusto niyo malaman kung bakit galit na galit kami kay Kylie, you will find out.
You'll find out.
You'll find out later.
Yeah.
You haven't even tried yet. You sound like Rowan. You're just scared, mister.
That strikes a chord. Well, of course I'm scared. Who wouldn't be? Maybe it's the honesty in her tone, or simply the truth in the words itself. I don't know why, but I can't help it. I laugh. Loud enough to disturb an elderly couple taking a leisure walk nearby.
Why are you laughing?
That's nothing. You're a really smart kid, you know that?
That's what I've been doing, ain't it? Go full speed ahead, then backtrack when the going gets tough. Stay in my safe zone because that's what I know. Once, Dr. Navarro said I should be the first one willing to deal with my problems before anyone else. I didn't show up on our next appointment after that. But he's right. And though I hate to admit it, knowing what I've seen, but the kid makes a good point too. I've been so caught up in thinking there might not be a way out. Maybe there isn't, or maybe there is, but that doesn't mean I should just leave it up to fate.
You better get to school, though, or you'll miss sports day. You should have won yourself some awards, alright?
Alright. Can I show it to you when I do? That can cheer people up, right?
In the distance, her brother calls for her, and I took that as a sign to leave. Got things to do, to face, the first few steps, they say.
Nah, I'm good now, I think. Thanks to you. Besides, Mister needs to go. But you should show it to Mama and Papa. I'm sure they'll be proud of you, Kylie.
I will. Thanks, mister. Bye.
I give her a little pat on the head before heading my way. Small gesture of thanks from a stranger she didn't know, she might have helped. She may not understand it now, even though at such a young age she already has this understanding of things, but maybe when she's older. When the world no longer seems too big for her.
But aren't you going to help me, mister?
Fuck you, Kylie.
With what?
Confused, I glanced back. Oh, fuck you, Kylie.
Oo, okay ba kayo? Itakan mo.
Whatever cheer our little talk brought has vanished under the shadows, suddenly dancing in my eyes. This frigid air... Alam mo ba? Dito sa basa ko. Alam mo ba yung Tagalog nung ref?
Frigidaire.
Oo. Dito nang galing yun. Frigid air.
Oo. Oo.
Sakay na. Frigid air. Anyway. This Frigidaire
Tagalog is weird.
is most definitely not how the morning chill should feel like. Bitter, stinging, unwelcoming. And the kid?
What do you think, mister? Are you going to help me?
No, I'm not. Get away from me, Carly.
We'll kill you.
Leave us alone! What did we do to you?
Oh, story updated. Yeah. Kasi sumigaw siya, yun ba yun? The response never comes, however, because when I blinked, whoa, gone. Creepy pa rin tingnan eh.
Hello? Mister? Are you okay?
No, I'm not.
Fuck you, Mike.
Fuck you, Kylie. For several passing seconds, I let my stare linger on her face, waiting for any sign of another change. But all that remains in there is the carefree smile of a child. None of the spite, none of the cold, bloody smile.
Nothing, huh? I really need to go, Kylie. It was nice meeting you.
No, it's not.
See you again, mister!
You never, Kylie. Ooh. No. No! Kylie's in the journal. No!
No! Bakit dyan ulit hindi malaki ulo niya?
Oo nga eh. Ewan ko. I break into a run. I don't look back, not even as I bump into a couple of passers-by as soon as I'm out on the busy streets. Going insane, this is what it is. And if we don't do something soon, we all will be. The tremors follow me even as I get home. I had hoped a little stroll around the block for a few hours would help. Instead, I am assaulted with more images of her smile, the loathing in her eyes, the stench of gore, the horrid crunch that comes with every movement she makes. Even old memories have been sullied by her, and Ma's song no longer sounds as sweet as it meant to be. In the end, all I got is a sinking feeling I will never be rid of her image, and another ridiculous idea that may or may not even work. The sun is already hanging low on the horizon when I make it back. And for the first time, coming home feels more like a chore. Only I didn't arrive to an empty room. Because as soon as I open the door, I'm greeted by none other than... Zac Efron.
Ay.
Zac Efron.
Sa Enchong, sa Enchong.
Intong!
Sup, Z-Man?
I told you we should have called him before going here.
It's fine.
It is Ashton I see first, sitting comfortably on my couch, munching on a bag of chips with both feet propped atop the coffee table. You don't have a coffee table. Where's your... Hindi ba? Siguro yung ano. Yung pinaglalagay ng camera ng table.
Yun siguro yung tinutukoy.
Whatever proverbial stone has made a home at the pit of my stomach automatically flies right out the window at the sight of him. But before any exasperation can set in, my attention is taken by the other occupant in the room. Isabella perches on the only other chair in the room, attempting to make herself smaller from how closely she's hugging her arms against her. Nevertheless, she gives me a small smile when she notices my stare. Yet somehow there ain't any warmth in it like it's supposed to have.
Hey, Zach. Sorry we just barged in here. Ash was.
Relax. Z-Man gave me a copy of the key himself.
Only after you broke the 13th one? I can't keep replacing them every time you think it'd be a good idea to break into my apartment.
That took 13 locks, bro.
And stop calling me Z-Man!
I didn't break anything this time.
That's me, bro. That's me. When I break nothing. I didn't break anything this time.
Ash, just because I gave you a key doesn't mean you can just stroll in here whenever you want to. And, hey, is that my...
Ash smirks at me because of course he has the gall to smirk knowing what he did. He pops in what's very likely the last piece of chip into his mouth and folds the wrapper neatly on the table before throwing it on the nearby trash. From her chair, Isabella shoots me an apologetic smile as soon as the foil hits the waste bin with a dull thump. Common
Kinain
sense.
niya yung last chips, pare.
Ano yun?
Kinain niya yung last chip niya, ano, pare.
Oo nga eh. Kinain yung piatos. Common sense dictates that I should be very angry. Should be angry. Very angry. Where's the very? But after everything, having something normal play out in front of me, no matter how childish their antics can get, I can't bring myself to muster even a tidbit of it. Behind me, the television starts blaring the music for the end credits of a movie. They have likely been waiting for a while if Ash has gotten impatient enough to rummage through my cupboards and watch something.
Of course he eats all of it. You know, I was saving that for the weekend.
Wait, ibig sabihin, nakanood na sila ng isang buong movie?
Oh, I guess so.
Puta, nag-Netflix and chill yung boy.
And chill. Nag-iyota na yung dalawang.
Yun.
Did you at least share some with Bella?
Amoy na yung bedsheets niya pa.
Don't worry about it. I'm good, Zach.
Really? It's free food, you know.
He
What
gave
was
me
that you
something else to
usually
eat.
say? You don't say no to free food? What happened?
No, I'm just not hungry.
Ash only shrugs at the questions in my eyes. I can't be the only one who finds this vibe she's giving off to be odd, and the guy has no doubt already caught wind of it.
Aye. But if you want something, just say so.
Ay.
Ay.
Tights.
I've got a fully restocked pantry right here at your disposal. Still not a 5-star level thing, but for an empty stomach, it'd do. Just say the word.
Thanks, Zach. Maybe next time. Food is not really what we came here for. Ash, he's the one who...
He casts a brief glance at Ash, and in an instant, he sits up. Every trace of amusement is gone from his face as he clasps his hand in front of him and leans forward. A minuscule gesture meant to ease, yet the grim expression of him tells a different story altogether.
All right, you two, what's this about? I don't like those looks.
Short but tense pause follows. They're both calling. Under normal circumstances, I'd wait. To these two, the more you force it, the more they'll clamp down on it. But as a handful of seconds continue to slip by, the unsettling feeling in me also grows with it. Soon, it turns into impatience. Before I can demand a response, though, one of them finally speaks up. It's Isabella who breaks it first. Story updated. So is there a timeline where Ash is the one who breaks the silence?
Siguro, yung sa taas.
Look at that. Ano kaya to? I'm curious. Anyway,
On.
we
There's-
went straight
Yeah.
through.
We just thought we should check on you. After what happened to Rose,
Please don't tell me something happened again.
No, nothing. None so far. And we're keeping it that way as much as possible.
Ash, it's not that easy. This isn't some...
We don't know that. Let me...
The bitter frustration in his tone is impossible to miss, but he catches it as soon as Isabella draws back. He allows himself a moment to breathe before dropping it for one less harsh, more tempered, gentler.
Let me look at this first, okay? I agreed to help, but you've got to let me handle things from now on.
I already told you everything.
There must be something we're not seeing in this just yet. We'll sort this out, but no more silly ideas and running around on your own. You're making people worry more than necessary. Becca, especially.
So everything's fine.
Depends on who you're asking. How are things with you? Anything odd?
Yeah, a ghost visited me last night when I was asleep. And you know,
Almost give,
there's this
almost give
little
me a
kid.
BJ.
I think-
Good, I guess.
No, it's not. Why do you
no.
lie?
Why you lie, Zach?
Why do
Why
you
you
lie?
lie?
You just came home from a weird kid interaction.
Admittedly, how things went down at the housewarming party last night threw me off a bit.
After na pala ng housewarming party to. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm not asking about that.
Let's double check. Yeah, it's Friday
Oh.
20th, housewarming party. Yep. 29. Fuck you, Kylie.
Remember the letter thing Isabella's been yapping on about? I'm asking about that kind of odd.
I look at him. Gaped, more like. His serious expression doesn't waver despite the perplexed look I shoot him. There's a brief second I let pass as I wait for the heavens to fall somewhere. It doesn't come. The sky is still bathed in vibrant reddish hues as it waits for the night to arrive. Luxbourne is still the same busy city, and everything in my room still appears as it did a second ago, including the unnerving ticking of my wall clock. But if Ashton, calm, cool, collected, always logical Ashton, takes interest in this, something or someone must have fucked shit up somewhere.
Well, the dreams, they're a lot worse than usual. There's a woman now, ever since we saw that letter. I don't know if it's the same one Isabella talked about. Maybe it is, maybe it ain't. I really don't want to go back to sleep sometimes. Last night was the worst. Anyway, why are you asking about this?
Rose's death isn't just a coincidence, Zach. It may have something to do with... I may have...
Wait, stop right there for a sec, Bella. I thought you ain't buying this stuff, Ash. Just the other day, you said the exact same thing.
I still don't, but even Rebecca, out of all people, claims there's something. Whatever this is, someone has got to look into it. Everything about this screams shady.
Hey, will the real estate
Hey.
say? Please stand up. Eminem.
Are you sure you even have the time? Ain't you busy with your current case?
I got taken off that one.
You didn't say you were taken off your case.
I just got the news this morning. Apparently the higher-ups think I'm doing a horrendous job at it. It doesn't matter though. If these two cases are connected like I initially thought, then regardless, I'm on the right track.
Are you sure we should even be doing this?
Doing what exactly?
There's someplace we'll visit after this.
Too vague for comfort, Ash. And please don't tell me you're bringing her with you.
His affirmation comes in the form of a stare, but that alone says all I need to know. What I pointed out gives him a pause, though in his voice is thick with hesitation when he addresses Isabella.
You know what? Zach's right, Isabella. You don't have to come with me.
It's not myself I'm worried about. It's you. I'll just do this myself if it'll get you into more trouble with your superiors. At least I can make up an excuse why I need to be there.
Don't be ridiculous. You're not walking in there without me. Besides, I think it's a little too late to back out now. Have you two seen the news this morning?
I haven't, actually. Mama called, and I was busy.
The change in the air around her, whilst small, cannot have gone unnoticed. It takes every willpower not to ask. Probably the only thing reigning in my curiosity is the fact that Ash himself haven't brought it up earlier.
No problem. It should be in the afternoon news as well.
He grabs the remote and cycles through numerous channels until he gets to a news report about another guy who has been found dead in the early hours of the morning today. Man burned after room catches fire.
No shit.
Burned alive this time. Oddly, no fire has spread and whatever damage has been contained within the place the body was found. Ano to eh? Spontaneous human combustion. Alam mo ba yun?
Fire Force ang puta.
Hindi lang siya sa Fire Force. It's a real thing.
Pero, alam ko, pero it's like, syempre, yun yung unang papasok sa isip ko, Fire Force.
Oo. Pero, saan ko umabot na? I forgot where I first heard it. Pero, it's a very weird thing na up until now, parang hindi pa rin ata na-explain ng mga scientists yung cause nun.
Isa lang na explanation doon, pare. Fire Force.
Pero it's interesting kaya. Na may isang case na
Alam mo, ikaw din nagsabi sa akin na it's real eh. When we were talking about Fire Force.
Ako yung sa Fire Force na it caught my interest dahil yun nga, narinig ko yung spontaneous human combustion. Like, whoa, that's interesting. So, anyway, yun, yung may isang case na yung matanda, nakaupo lang siya sa chair niya. Then bigla siya nasunog. Tapos, the rest of her like apartment or flat is as they call it. walang untouched by fire. Yun lang talaga sa parang corner ko siya nakaupo.
Alam talaga.
Ay, sobrang yun. Ikaw, anong mo dun? Anong theory mo dun?
Fire Force.
Fire Force, yes.
Ewan ko, I don't know much or enough about science to come up with a theory about it.
Pero there are according to ang dami daw flammable substances sa loob ng human body, but it's still like hindi siya as bad as alam mo, like for example gasoline or alcohol na pag nalapitan ng apoy, boof, di ba? Ganun. So the human body is not that super flammable, but it is still flammable. Kaya hindi pa rin talaga nila ma-explain like how, why is it burning?
Ano yun, pare, nasobrahan sa libog. Nag-init masyado, pare.
Oo nga. Hindi nakapaglabas ng init, pare. Hindi nakapag-jabol.
Oo. Kulang sa jabol.
Anyways. The room itself, however, has been completely vandalized. Help me. Help me. Help me! Another murder, the authorities claim. Isabella and I knew better. None of us shifts even after the report ends, but the room has suddenly felt stifling. Ashton's eyes have gone hooded with what appears to be restrained anger, and the remote in his hand creaks mildly under his grip. Stone is back in my stomach. A tiny little thing gripping at my insides, growing with every passing second as the dread sinks in. In the thick of it, Isabella's voice is the one that breaks the hush. A small, weak thing on its own that wavers unevenly between words, but every syllable heavy with meaning.
This is because of that thing, isn't it? I did this somehow.
Yes, you did. All your fault.
Yes.
Pinahamak mo kami lahat. When it fades, all that's left in the air is her doubt and fear, while all we can do is to cope. At copium. Copium. Oh. Is there something I can say to make her feel better? Of course we can fix this. Staying silent means, not like caring. We can fix
Yes. We could fix it.
Copium nga pare. Copium.
Copium pare.
It ain't too late. We could still fix this. There's 3 of us here.
Oy, plus, pare.
4 if you count Rebecca.
No, she's staying away from this.
She lifts her gaze at me, eyes steady and shoulders squared as she holds it against the baffled look I give her. Although in the next second it immediately softens, and it takes me by surprise nevertheless. In those brief moments, it's like I faced a different person.
I don't want to involve her in this any more than I already have. Both of you as well.
I already said it. That's completely out of the question. Stop asking.
Still in all, that's 2 extra heads who can do the thinking. Between us 3, I'm sure we'll figure something out pretty soon.
Don't make this whole thing sound like it's a piece of cake to deal with.
It ain't. But better than sitting around, yeah? Plan is still a plan.
You're going to shoot yourself in the foot one day with that kind of thinking. We don't even know who's doing this. The last 2 murders might just be similar incidents done by 2 different suspects.
Yeah, possibility.
Hasn't stopped you from going after them before. Remember that time when you...
Okay, stop right there. There will be no retelling of that incident today, Z-Man. Or ever.
Keep calling me Z-Man and maybe I will.
Suddenly, Isabel laughs. Though muffled by her hands, it rings light and easy against the thick tension in the room. I'm curious. Ano kung nangyari to sa tropahan natin? Like, ikaw, ako, si Tin, si Ray, si Biggie, si Wise. Ano kung nangyari sa atin to? Anong gagawin mo?
Ako? I'm not sure. Siguro depende. Kung... Kasi di ba iba-iba yung parang iba-iba yung level ng pag-hunt sa kanila. Siguro, I don't know. Kasi I've always thought na pag ako ang kinont ng ganyan. Kasi alam niyo, nakwento ko naman na, di ba, na sa lahat ng ayoko yung ganong klaseng ngingitian ako. Something like that. Tapos, kung ganong klase na, yung katulad mo kay Zach, na hahawakan pa yung pao, siguro mababaliw ako.
Di ka pa babaliw ngayon?
I mean, like, bad shit crazy. Katulad na nangyari kay Father, pare.
Okay. Sino nang mamatay?
Mickey?
Sino sunod? Si Ray?
Yeah, si Wise muna, si Wise.
Si Wise.
Ay, hindi pala. Oo, si Ray.
Hindi ko si Ray.
Miggy, Ray, Wise, then it's the 3 of us that will survive.
Oh, you will survive, bro. You will survive.
I might be batshit crazy, but I will still survive.
Pag sa akin nangyari yun, di ba? Parang sabihin natin kay Zach na napaganipa ko yung ghost niya, ginawa niya pa ako. Siyempre ba, I'll scream like a little bitch that I am. Tapos after na, siyempre tatawagan ko una kayo. Gago bro, puta, are you being haunted by the same thing? You know, yan. Tapos mag-overnight ako sa inyo, dyan ako matulog. Up until na maayos natin yung situation. Kailangan sama-sama tayo, pare.
Tama.
Di natin papahirapan yung ghost. You will hunt us all together.
We do not split up, pare. That's how they die.
Split up, bro. That's where people die in movies, you know, splitting up.
Oh, splitting up. We are smart men.
Anyway, nabasa ko na ba to? Ay, hindi pa ata.
Di ba?
Still a far cry from the usual cheer she carries, but brings a welcome shift in the otherwise dreary mood.
Thanks, you two.
I'll tell you about it when he's not around.
Give it up, Z-Man. She's not interested.
Who says I'm not?
Ash makes a face but chuckles at the jest despite himself.
Why am I even friends with you two?
And like this, most of our worries ebb away, if only for a few moments. They take their leave mere minutes close to sundown. Di ba sabi nila na ano daw, may pupuntahan silang dalawa? Bakit hindi nila sinama si Zach? Diba?
Oo nga.
Dapat sinama nila eh.
He's a pretty big guy, so I'm sure he can help.
Oo, di ba?
Pero ano rin na, there's ano pa rin naman. If they're gonna be sneaky, mas maganda nga naman na konti sila.
Bagay na bagay. But regardless of the lighter mood, little has been said of their plans, only vague hints of what they're aiming to do after. While it ain't any of my business to know, something about this whole thing still gnaws at me. A tiny passing thought urges me to do something as well. At this hour, the streets are once again busy with people heading home after a hard day's work. What? Little of the bustle matters to them as they step out the crowded walkway, however. Ash, especially. There's only his goal in his mind, and I'd wager there's nothing I can do to stop him at this point. Focus sa goal, pare. Focus. He's probably decided on it long before they made the decision to drop by. But despite this, Isabella lags behind. A worried crease is back on her forehead as he watches Ash leave to get his car.
Something wrong, Bella?
No, actually, can you check on Becca for me after this? I really didn't get the chance to tell her where I'm headed off to. Tell her I'm okay and No, just that. That's all.
Why not you do it? Why don't you do it?
Oo.
Tawagan mo.
Ba't hindi mo tawagan? Oo nga.
Diba?
Wala siyang load
You
pa.
sure I
Wala
should
siyang
skip
load.
on that
Tinawagan,
part?
tumawag siya.
If she finds out about this, she'll be angry.
Posibleng walang load para may bonus eh. May bonus kay
Oo,
Ma'am Hana.
bonus kay Hana. Oo nga, batang to. Kurito kang puto.
Ripot. Sa akin, Pinoy na Pinoy eh.
I don't really want to deal with angry Rebecca. It gives me a stomachache just thinking about it.
Neither do I, but I'll handle it if she gets mad. Just make sure she's safe and tell her to be careful. You too. Take care of yourself.
Almost abruptly, she pauses, gaze in her eyes hardening as she lapses into another one of those long, distant silences from earlier. This ain't just because of the whole fiasco with the letter anymore.
I don't want what happened to Rose to happen to you guys as well.
This one cut deeper. Before I can ask about it, Ashton returns, casually swinging his car keys on one hand and gestures at Isabella.
Come on, we don't have much time. Shirley's waiting.
Who's sure? Oh, right. Don't answer that. I don't want to hear it, you huge dork.
Dork.
Says the person who gave her stuffed toys names. Batcat? Really?
What Batcat is decent, and it doesn't really look like a Batcat, right?
It's cute. Yours is just weird.
Yes, that's right, that's right.
I'll see you later, Zach.
He spares me another smile, and as I watch her walk off, only now did it occur to me that none of those he gave today ever did reach her eyes. I make a grab for the back of Ash's parka. He staggers briefly before correcting himself and shooting me a confused stare.
Is she alright?
What? Who's okay?
Isabella. She's been, I don't know, out of it today? Did something happen earlier?
The scowl on his face says it all.
She's actually been like that this morning. I'll ask, but
Just do me a favor and watch over her. We have no idea what we're dealing with. I don't know what happened to her since the last time I saw her, but from how she's been doing today, whatever it is, seems like a pretty big deal. Wait, you didn't annoy her again, did you? Because I swear to God, if you did, you've got another thing coming for you.
what? No. Why would I?
I'm just asking. I'll take your word for it. But if you can find out what's bothering her, that'd be nice. Honestly, I don't think it's the letter this time.
I'll see what I can do.
Make sure you keep yourself out of harm's way, alright?
Yeah, you too. Don't do anything reckless again.
Reckless, no. But I can't make you to promise I won't do anything. After seeing that, there's no way in hell I'm going to pretend there ain't a problem when there is. This is a really big one, and I'll be damned if I let anything happen to you guys while I sit here. I'm done running when things get tough.
He's about to argue for a moment, but
Look, bro, if things ain't good, I'll be the first one out. But allow me this one thing, aight? Just this one time. If it doesn't work out, you'll be the first one to know. You can laugh then, or berate me all you want. But please don't ask me to step aside like I'm incapable of doing anything to help.
I have no idea if it is the look on my face or the tone of my voice. Ultimately, although his mouth presses into a thin line, he nods.
Alright, stay safe, Zach.
When he stumbles into the sidewalk and allows the afternoon crowd to swallow him whole, I like to think the tiny gleam in his eyes is the closest we can get to optimism in this situation. New. What's
Galing
new?
sila makikita.
Ayun. Whether that alone will be enough to give me a peaceful sleep tonight remains to be said. October 30, Sunday. It's almost Halloween.
Oo.
Night falls, and despite my best attempts, sleep continues to elude me. With her image still stuck in my head, flashing every few moments, it catches me off guard, with Ma's lullaby still echoing in my ears, no longer the soft tune it once was. And the terrible knowing at the pit of my stomach, it's no wonder I can't bring myself to drift off even for a little while. Not as if there's a complete lack of things to do while waiting for sleep to come, if it ever will. And at 2:45 in the morning, I find myself cleaning my photography equipment for no other reason than just to pass time. Or updated. Dito ako na-stuck sa ano eh. Sa unang playthrough, dito ako na-stuck kasi I was too scared to progress.
Ay, oo, yung sa camera.
Ito, yung mga ganitong klaseng shots, halatang-halata na may lalabas dito eh.
Oo,
Sa
may
upper
mangyayari.
left eh, di ba? There's too much of a big space right there. There's something, you know, that will pop out. Though, if I am going to be honest, it is not the night terrors that are keeping me wide awake tonight, but the anxiety and the hope I'll hear from Ash or Isabella soon. And for what, perhaps the 42nd time, my eyes shift over to the end of the table where my phone lies still. I've not heard from them since they left. They haven't promised a call, of course, but a small part of me wishes they would have the common sense at the very least. Waiting is a tough game, and with the concerns stretching out the minutes far longer than usual, it's impossible for more unpleasant thoughts not to enter my mind. Moreover, it does not help that when the clock finally strikes 3, my hand stills. Hey, hello there, Spider-Man. It'll be a complete and utter lie to say my heart didn't leap straight to my throat in that brief second. My whole body has gone motionless, ears straining for any further sounds. A couple of 10 seconds pass. Nothing. Of course, with how old the building I'm staying in, power fluctuations ain't anything new. Sobrang copium eh, no? Well, it is not the ghost, it's just, the building's old.
Yeah,
It's bound to
It's a
happen,
common
brownouts
thing.
here
It's a
and there.
common thing.
Super copium. And the grudge sound thing, no, that's just, the building's old. Must be the wind.
Hangin lang, hangin. Guni-guni ko lang.
Ayun. Every now and then, this would happen, leaving a few tenants in a rather bad mood. Nothing unusual anymore after a few years of living here. But this time, the sudden hush brings with it a stillness that raised the hair at the back of my neck and set my heart beating hard against my chest. Something reeks in the air, and in an instant, this place is no longer home. It's a prison. Every rational fiber in my being screams at me to leave. I force myself to swallow and keep a clear head as I lay down all my cleaning tools and begin gathering together the rest of my things scattered about on the table. Camera's body, lenses, filters, diffuser, phone, anything my hand could reach, but in the resulting panic like in the nightmares, it is the scent that reaches me first, a foul, putrid smell filling my lungs with the heavy stink of death. My fingers clamp tightly to the camera, holding it closer to my body as if a tiny thing would provide enough protection to whatever it with me in the room. Whatever it is with me in the room. Pero alam mo yung game na Fatal Frame?
Oo.
Diba? Parang gano'n yun, diba? Yung Fatal Frame.
Oo.
Pipicture
Parang gusto ko nga laruin ulit yun.
Laruin mo ulit.
Pag nakahanap ako.
Yes. It won't. But it's the only comfort I have.
Hello? I know you're in here. What do you want?
Something moves behind me, scuttling over the walls, followed by the squelch and painful creaking of what can only be rotten flesh and broken bones. Without hesitation, I roll around, my fingers and camera ready, patiently waiting for another movement.
Leave! Leave now!
Ang galit.
There's nothing here for you!
There is you.
I think we can end Zach's chapter here. Konti na lang, oh. We'll see.
Pwede, oo. Pwede. Kaya naman.
There's a brief moment of silence after, and for a short while, I think my pleas worked. Then, with no warning, shuffling resumes, and along with it are the sobs of a woman. Okay, use mouse to look around, press spacebar. Oh my god. I did not expect na ganun agad. Kasi... Yun ako nagulat, bro. I was ano?
I was scratching my balls, tapos nung lumabas yung nakurot ko ang puta.
Hindi ko ina-expect na unang spacebar ko pa lang yun na. Kasi parang ginalaw ko lang yung mouse ko to the, a little bit to the left. Tapos biglang nag-spacebar agad ako. Hindi ko in-expect na po tayo yun agad. Kasi yung sa'yo ata, how many, di ba medyo matagal pa yung sa'yo?
Medyo
Parang-
matagal yung akin, oh.
Oh, munti ka pa nga ata maubusan ng battery nun. Di ba?
I think so. Oo, parang ganun.
So,
Akin,
yun. No? Ayos yun ah.
Nakurot ko yung itlog ko ang puta.
Speed run.
Speedrun.
Speed run. Ayun. The light flashes fleetingly one last time, allowing me a glimpse of her grotesque, misshapen features before it is once again lost in the darkness. All of a sudden, her tune changes, no longer a soft cry, but a high-pitched shriek brimming with pain, grief, and anger. Every ounce of courage... Ay, natatawa pa rin ako. That's nice. Every ounce of courage I've mustered flees from my body at the sound, and the next thing I know, my hand is gripping the knob and I'm wrenching the door open. Her wails follow me as I flee into the night. Ay, wala ng tao. Sarado na rin yung fountain. Pacing has always been more of Ashton's thing than mine. When I want to think, I sit and let the minutes tick by until an idea comes to mind or my pulse settles down. And yet, dried leaves and twigs crack under my shoes as I make another pass at them. Terror is too mild to describe what this is. There's no way in hell I'm going back. Whatever she is, pleading won't work. The moment we saw that letter, she's been after us.
But I can't run. Not this time.
Nearly 2 hours have gone by since I left the comfort of my room for the solitude of the park. 2 excruciating hours since I have started making calls. No one's answering. Not even Rebecca, who has always kept her phone line open in case other people need her. Or Isabella,
Wait, 2 hours? 2 hours na? Siya tumatawag?
Oo, 2 hours na siya nagtatry na tumawag. So, we can, from that, it's 5 a.m. Kasi di ba kanina 3
5 a.m. 3 a.m.
siya.
Yung lumabas si Ghost.
Or Isabella, who frequently checks hers for any messages and readily responds as soon as she can afford. Not helped that Ash hasn't said a word where he went off to as well.
Damn it! I knew I should have asked him before I let him leave.
Knowing him, he can be anywhere. But there's really only one place he'll likely be at this time. Hey. The sun has already peeked over the horizon when I make it to the mansion. I have no idea what I'm expecting to see when I got here. There's Ashton, first and foremost. A part of me wishes my assumptions are correct and he's really somewhere close by on a stakeout. But I've never been the lucky sort when it comes to that kind of guessing. And even after I've made a round of the immediate vicinity, I could find neither hide nor hair of him. Calling him does no good either, considering how awful the signal here is. Can't be too far if he's really here, but if he is, he would have already noticed me by now. Instead, there is only silence. The kind too quiet to find any sort of comfort in. Even the trees seem to have fallen asleep with the rest of the mansion, oblivious to what's happening around it, a small island of stillness in the otherwise fast-paced world. No wonder the whole of Anselm feels at odds with the rest of Luxmore. While the city is alive, growing every minute, breathing every second, and pulsating with life, the village remains unmoving, unchanged. Not surprising, the legend still lives up to this day, and why she's still here, walking its hallowed halls. And beyond me...
May sahod na boy.
May sound na?
Yes.
I'll check later. Kasi, usually, sa'yo na una di ba? Una kang nakakuha din
Ah,
a little bit later sa akin. Yeah. After siguro ito, I'll check.
Okay.
And beyond me, the mansion looms ominous. There's Dina Boy. Oh, yeah,
Yo.
but now ain't the time for fear. Even if Ash is not here, I've still got to let the Wrights know what I've seen, what's in their home. And whatever grievance Ash has with them doesn't matter. There might be grounds for imprisonment, but they don't deserve a brutal death at the hands of one malicious spirit. And I'm sure Isabella would want the same thing. I head straight for their door without a second thought.
May naano.
Hmm?
May naisip ako.
Ano?
Kasi 'di ba he was cleaning his camera
Oh.
and he mentioned na naka-disassemble siya like yung diffuser, yung shit. Tapos 'di ba nung dumilim pinipick up niya yung mga pieces na yun. Paano niya nagamit yung camera?
Iyon ang hindi ko alam. I don't exactly know how ano kasi yun eh, di ba DSLR yun eh, yung camera niya.
Oh.
I don't exactly know how that works. Ang alam ko lang is yung, alam mo yung ano, yung cylindrical thingy na kinakabit sa harap. Kasi di ba natatanggal din yun?
Hindi siya DSLR kasi may film siya eh.
Ah, talaga?
Ano ba nga nung ano?
Oo nga, tama, oo. Yung dark room, di ba? Yung dark room niya. So, yeah, that is indeed film.
So, you need film.
Oo. So, I don't know, maybe hinintay siya ng ghost na i-assemble muna. Assemble muna for the plot. For the jump scare.
Take a picture of me.
There. It takes a few rings, the sound loud above the foreboding stillness, before I hear footsteps on the other side.
God and Bennett, only a Nazi would knock at such an ungodly hour. Where's that damn butler when I need him?
Oh, gago, may ano na siya, may aura na siya.
Aura na siya, pare. Lahat naman nata ng tao na magising sa umaga ng, di ba? Ganang kaaga eh. Mababad trip, magkakaganyan din eh. Before long, the door swings widely open with Mr. Luke Wright standing behind it. Seething would be a complete understatement to describe him. Like this, I've got no doubt why Ash would find him a suspect.
You! Again! It's bloody 6 in the morning! What the hell is it now?
Listen, sir, I know this is not a good time.
Oh, it's not a good time! Did you even check the clock before coming here? I bet you didn't! Unlike you, the ones living in this house need to sleep. Come back when people are actually awake, or I'll call security on you.
Before I can get a word in, he slams the door to my face and bolts it shut with much finality.
Wait, sir, you gotta hear me out. You're both in danger if you stay in there. Have you seen the news lately? Everything's not a coincidence.
Only silence answers me. Maybe if it was Miss Wright... Oh, who am I kidding? There are limits to how far a person will believe in you. Then again, I didn't believe Isabella when she warned us. And now I'm here, desperately trying to save people even if I'm aware it's completely out of my own capacity to do so. Is this what they call karma? If so, this is one horrible way of turning things around. Taking people's lives, playing with people's fears, making them feel useless.
You're around, ain't you? You here? Inside this house? Listening, watching, or whatever it is that you spirits do? What do you want?
Kulit na yung tsura ng right ni Zach. He's mad, bro.
Oo. Galit na galit, pare.
Okay.
You're already dead! Leave us!
Nothing. I don't even know who I'm talking to or if a sane person is supposed to be doing that. The only thing I got after is a feeling of foolishness washing over me. Or perhaps this is just me losing my mind. Out of other options and any other ideas, I let my hand slide off the door's surface and fall listlessly to my sides. I can go back to Luxembourg, try to find the others, try to get out of this mess with them, or let them know how much in deep shit we all are. Both sound good. Either way, my loitering here ain't helping at all. I let the quietness calm me for a few more minutes before standing up and heading out to fetch my bike. Quite a distance to Luxembourg, but if I hurry, I'll reach it in maybe... The rustling stops as soon as I turn around and strain my ears for any other movement around me.
Yo, Ash, you there?
No answer. If he is here and I've just missed him earlier, already my feet are moving in search of him for the second time. Don't hurt to double check. Triple check, even. With how big the property is, he can be anywhere. If things ain't so urgent, if they ain't so dire that lives are at stake, I'd probably have just waited for him to show up again.
But damn it! He needs to realize what exactly it is he's dealing with.
That it is not just a petty criminal he can simply throw in jail, that it is something beyond the authority his police badge could ever give him. The guy needs to stop playing the big damn hero, sit down and chill. My breathing comes in short, shallow rasps by the time I make it back to where I started. Still no sign of him, and I'm beginning to think I'm just wasting my time here. But that is when I hear it. I'd recognize the melody in a heartbeat. Ma's favorite song. I listen for a while, trying to gauge where exactly from the house it's coming from. My feet starts moving before I can stop them. There, as I circle a corner from a room in the first floor. Single windows open, but I can't make out whoever's inside. However, I'm sure the singing comes from there. Saan tayo napunta? Bit more.
Oh, we can finish na.
Yeah, we can finish it. Still, while I'll hear an old tune here of all places, I won't know. Not an obscure song by all means, but it is pretty rare to find someone who knows this. And for some reason, death seems to follow this song around. That exclamation point! Panic lodges itself at the base of my throat at once. Whoever's humming might be... I don't want to be the pessimist now, but on the off chance that it is Miss Wright...
Shit.
I shouldn't just barge in there. I can put myself in danger before I can save anyone. Ash will tell me so in the exact same words. Might even write me a dissertation why that is a bad idea. He ain't so lazy. Damn it, god damn it. Someone could be in danger. Where are we in branching trees? So it depends on our choice where we go. So, keep looking for Ash. Enter the open window. Ikaw bro, what do you want to do?
Kasi I know na, di ba pag pumasok tayo sa window, mamamatay siya.
There is a route na yes, we enter the window but we don't die. And I forgot what that route is. Kasi ito yun eh, di ba tatlo? But I'm sure if we open the window, we go the longer route. I know, there are two possible ano eh.
There's two endings pag nag-window tayo.
Yeah.
So matagal pa natin makita. Gusto ko makita kasi yung death niya.
Oh, so you want him to die? Okay, then let's kill him.
Hindi, kasi parang yung ginawa natin nung kay Hana na makita lang yung ghost dun sa cellar. Kasi since we are doing a Halloween special, pero I don't want Zach to die sa timeline natin.
Okay, so you don't want Zach to... Okay, then let's not kill him. Naka-save naman, so I can show you like i-rerun ko. Siguro after ng game or some other time.
Oh, some other time.
Naka-save naman.
Or I can YouTube it.
No, don't. I want to be the one to show you the Zach's death.
Okay. Sige.
Kasi di ba sinabi ko sa'yo na parang ano yun, may foreshadowing si Hana doon sa death ni Zach.
Oo nga pala.
So, anyway, keep looking for Ash. Mind your own business. Yes, tama. Best business is to mind your own. Sa tayo, diba? Tayo napunta sa shorter route. In the end, the rational part of my brain wins out. Half that has spent too much time around Ash.
Tama.
It's right, though, the reasonable part. If I do force my way in and find something unpleasant, how am I going to fight back? With my camera? That's what you did last night, so you know. No matter where you look at it, that's simply asking for a painful death.
I have a better chance if I find Ash. What is he snooping about?
Perhaps I should try the forest, make a round farther into the gardens.
That's not a good idea also.
Yeah, that's, trespassing. Not a sound plan, but it's better than nothing. The woman's soft sobs have subsided now by some means. Almost inaudible, to the point where I'm wondering if I truly heard what I heard. I didn't get to dwell much on it though, because right in that moment, my phone rings. Sharp notes cutting, piercing through the thick quietude. I clamp a hand over it, pressing the button before the speakers are close to my ear.
Are you?
I only caught the tail end of the person's greeting on the other side, but I know the voice well enough.
What was that, Ash? Could you repeat that? Signal shitty here.
I asked, where are you? Hell, Zach, I've been calling your number for a good 20 minutes now. What kind of shithole did you get into?
Good morning to you, too. I should be asking you that question. I've been looking all over the mansion for you. I thought you'd be...
What mansion?
Do I really need to answer that?
Why are you even... No, wait. Just get your ass here at Isabella's place, and hurry.
I shift my gaze into the mansion, specifically at the window I heard the cries from. There's nothing of it now, not even echoes.
How urgent is this?
Pressing enough for you to stop asking questions and get yourself here. Please, Zach.
That gives me a pause. It's a rare thing for him to take on that tone.
I'll be there in a few. An hour or two, tops.
Thanks. I'll see you.
I rush back to my bike as soon as the call ends. Colonel, what's incoming? Without another look, I leave the mansion along with its haunting melodies and grim echoes behind. There are more important things than my own curiosity and impulses. Oh, we finished it.
Ugoy!
I thought parang medyo ano pa. Hindi kasi we just went straight to it. We only unlocked 18% of this whole thing. Pero ang dami pa kasi, no?
Sabi kasi nangyari
Oh.
sa Zachary. Ay,
Oh, hey, we're at Best Grill.
yes, basically, gago sa up to 1 hour 30 minutes.
Gago nga, no? It's nice. What's wait? Yay, profiles.
Hey, basically,
July 14, Cancer, 30 years old, 5'11". Akad nga niya. That's my height. Nationality, Irish. Roman Catholic. Bachelor of Arts, Architecture. Chocolate Cats, Classical Arts. Country Music, Country Roads. Take me home. Board games.
karaoke.
Board games, video games, anime. Other obscure pop culture item.
Yoga.
Yoga.
Best
Left in a
screen.
dumpster as a baby. Holy shit, man. Napulot siya sa basurahan. Anyway, let's see. I was thinking, I want to kill Zach.